Let's talk about how tallow, beef fat, can potentially help you lose weight. Check this out. Before Crisco came around, tallow was the most popular fat to cook with. People use it in recipes, soups, and stews. And then comes Crisco. For 97 years, Crisco was promoted as something that was healthier than this saturated fat, even though it was a trans fat made from a vegetable oil. I think it was cottonseed oil. So they took this cottonseed oil, put it under high heats with aluminum to make it hydrogenated thicker. And it was promoted as a healthy thing for a very long time. And then in 1970, there was a big emphasis with this food pyramid in relationship between saturated fat equals heart disease. And so there's been this mission to get everyone to replace their saturated fats with the seed oils, okay, the omega-6 fatty acid, highly inflammatory, highly oxidative oils, which actually create heart disease. And then in 1970, the food pyramid came out and said that saturated fats are now the cause of heart disease. So we can now, again, switch to seed oils. In fact, the truth is, seed oils create a tremendous amount of oxidation, whereas saturated fats are very stable. And so it's really the seed oils that have created this. It's really the trans fats that have been creating the heart disease. For all these years, we've been fed false data. Now, tallow creates very little oxidation. But how can it help you lose weight? Number one, it's very high in a type of fat called CLA, which increases fat burning, okay? Now, number two, tallow is extremely satisfying. It's loaded with vitamin A, D, E, and omega-3 fatty acids like DHA, which is going to allow you to fast a lot longer. And the more you fast and do intermittent fasting, the more you're going to reduce insulin and the more you're going to lose weight. If you don't have a very good fat to use on your healthy keto plan with the fat-soluble vitamins, you're not going to feel as satisfied. So you're not going to be able to fast as long as you should. And then you're not going to lose as much weight. Number three, tallow decreases cravings and hunger for the carbohydrates. So you'll end up eating less carbohydrates. Now, when you eat a meal, do you ever feel like you're missing something or you're not satisfied? You might even be stuffed, but you still need something. What you're needing is these right here. You need a good high-quality fat with fat-soluble vitamins. Number four, fat, compared to carbs and protein, is the only thing that doesn't trigger insulin. Now, it's true that anytime you eat, you're going to trigger insulin a little bit, but the point is that fat is neutral and it won't trigger insulin like these other things right here. So that means less insulin, more weight loss. Number five, you're going to have less gut inflammation, which is going to lead to less insulin resistance, because the more inflammation you have, the more insulin resistance, the higher the insulin. When you're doing tallow, I recommend you do organic. I recommend you do grass-fed. All right, in summary, you don't have to be afraid of it, despite the 97 years of false data and lies. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's some only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.